I'm Leila. So today we're on test server. We're going to be checking out some new champs. Primarily, Twitch chat wanted to check out the 2 new legendary champs that are coming. We have Marinex, who's going to be the fusion champ. So now remember, guys, this is going to be a traditional fusion, which means you're going to need epics. And in this case, it's going to be 1 epic. And then we also have Fortis. So first, let's check out Marinex, the new fusion champ. Now, what's really interesting with her is initially when I first saw her, I think she fits Night Revenant. Like, I really thought that she was a Night Revenant champ, but they actually put her into Dark Elves, right? And she does look like a bit of an assassin, which, by the way, I will be sharing her lore story coming up eventually soon. And that does fit her lore story, so that kind of does make sense. So we look at her for her skills. Her A1 is called Reaper's Due. She hits twice and has a chance of placing a hex. And each chance to place extra hit is calculated individually per hit as well too. So she gets a chance of up to 2 extra hits if under a hex. Okay, that's going to be on her A1. A2 is called Excruciate, which is an AoE, hex, and decreased defense. Inexorable End is going to be her A3, which is an AoE, ignores unkillable and shield if target's under a hex, but it places unkillable on her for a turn if the attack kills an enemy without a hex debuff. Places an unkillable off for 2 instead if it kills an enemy under a hex. So that's kind of cool. That's kind of cool. So we could see that being useful probably in arena as well too, right? And then her passive is called Death Collector. Resets the cooldown of the Inexorable End skill whenever this champion kills an enemy under hex, and increases her attack by 5% for each enemy under a hex. Now I didn't see how many books that she takes. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. She takes 12 books. Not too bad. Not too bad. You know, we've definitely seen some Legos that took more than that. So 12 is not terrible. You know, 9 or 10 would have been nice. But those are her abilities. And, you know, I would love to know what you guys think of this. Is initially Raid said there's a couple things we could do. Is we could build her as like a serious damage dealer. You know, put like a bunch of savage, cruel, like you can just make her a nuker if we really want to. Or focus on some accuracy with her to land the hexes and then pair her up with like a Mithrala. So I would love to know what you guys think if you are going to go for her. Remember, again, it is a traditional fusion, so you're going to need to get champs, you're going to need potions and chickens and all of that stuff as well too. Or if you think you're going to pass on her. So this is the first Lego that we have in this update. The next one is Fortis. Now he looks kind of cool, right? So he's a Night Revenant. Night Revenant, he's got like this, I don't know, this like squid mask thing going on. Squid mask. Whenever I see things like this, or I see Candrafon, for example, I always think of something like Pirates of the Caribbean. You know what I mean? That's what I always think of here. But, you know, he looks interesting, at least aesthetically. Oh, it's kind of, I don't know, is that kind of like an octopus kind of squid thing too on his belt? That's what we see here. So this guy is also a legendary Night Revenant. And his A1 is called Taste of Oblivion. So it looks like this guy is all about fears. He has a chance of placing a fear. This attack's always a crit if the target's under a fear or a true fear. And he's a defense Lego as well too. Horrors Beyond. AoE. Chance of placing a true fear. And this debuff cannot be resisted by targets under fear. Astral Tears is an AoE. Ignores 30% of each target's defense against targets under fear or true fear. This attack is always critical against targets under fear or true fear debuffs as well. The damage of the skill increases by 10% every time a fear or true fear debuff is placed on an enemy. And the skill has a 40% chance to be unlocked for 1 turn whenever fear or true fear is placed by an enemy as well. And his passive is called Stars Align. Increases the damage of enemy skills failing by 15% when enemies are under fear or true fear. That's the passive. So there's an active effect too. It says it prevents his death. It keeps him alive on 1 HP when hit by a fatal hit, then removes all buffs and debuffs from this champion. After preventing death, fully heals them and depletes the turn meter. Has an 80% chance of placing a fear on all enemies for 1 turn, and places a sleep on this champ for 1 turn. Cannot be resisted or blocked. So that's kind of, it's interesting. The passive is really, really interesting. We're doing this live on Twitch right now. So I see some people saying that they think his kit is interesting. They like it. It's decent. Think he's going to be difficult in arena. I would love to know what you guys think so far. And his aura's ally crit rate in arena battles by 25%, considering somebody was just mentioning arena. But does that aura to you in arena, does that replace doing like a speed aura in arena, for example? You know what I mean? Does that replace that for you? I'm not really sure. So here's this guy. Now, what's interesting too is people have been testing him out, and it seems like his multipliers haven't really been all that great. So we're gonna have to see what ends up happening. You know, overall, I would love to know what you guys think of him so far. That aura with his kit, yeah, it's an interesting aura, right? Crit rate in arena battles by 25%. Maybe because of this. This attack will always be critical if the target's under a fear or true fear, maybe? Maybe? It's interesting that they paired that because it seems like he's a bit of like a fear, true fear kind of champion. We have a couple other ones like that too, right? Like Masalad and Harvest Jack, for example, that have like these fear, true fears kind of built into their kit. So, I mean, I would love to know what you guys think. Oh, how many books? Yes, let's see how many books. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So this guy takes 11 books. Marinex ended up taking 12, right? So love to know what you guys think of these two so far. All right, so next up we have the Epic. This is the Epic champ that's going to be used for the Marinex fusion. So we have Tomo. I think that's what we call her, right? Tomo. Now, I mean, she looks like she fits Shadowkin very well. Aesthetically, they did a good job with her, right? I think aesthetically, she looks fantastic. You know what she kind of also reminds me of in some ways? Like Ninja Turtles. Maybe the Foot Clan or something like that. You know what I mean? But aesthetically, she looks like she fits the Shadowkin well. So she's going to be the Epic. So remember, you're going to need 4 of her to fuse Marinex. For her skills, A1 is called Stab and Grab. She has a chance of stealing a random buff from the targets. Bamboozle. All right, I like the name of that. A2 is an AoE decrease attack. A3 called Thick as Thieves. It's a counterattack on a target ally for 2 turns. Places a counterattack buff for 3 turns instead if the ally is from Shadowkin. Fills the turn wave allies and places increased crit damage. And places increased crit rate on allies from Shadowkin faction. So again, seems like useful for the Shadowkin faction wars, maybe? Maybe we can see that there. Her passive is called Brethren. Increases turn meter effect and heals when using allies from Shadowkin. And her aura's ally speed and factions by 24%. So again, so she's going to be the Epic that you're going to need to fuse Marinex. Can you ask them to stop making Elves, Night Rev, Dwarf, or Dwarves, Ogrins, Skinwalkers, and Banners anymore? Oh, no, we know that. They know. They know. You know, anytime we've said something, they say that they have champs in the pipeline. It's just a matter of when we get them. All right, and so the last champ we have is Prosecutor. So Prosecutor is a rare high elf. And so we're going to need 16 of her for the fusion and 4 of Tomo. Tomo? That's how I'm just gonna call her name, Tomo. So again, if you guys are gonna do the fusion, so she is going to be the rare. Now her abilities, Sap Initiative is she hits twice and has a chance of decreasing the target's turn meter. So what do you guys think of something like that for, say, like the Fire Knight, for example? You know what I mean? Because again, on the A1, she hits twice with a chance of decreasing turn meter. You know, do we like something like that for the Fire Knight, possibly? Halt Proceedings, AoE decrease speed. Again, something to help with the Fire Knight, decreasing speed. And then Prosecute, places increase accuracy buff on champ for 2 turns. And each has a chance of placing a heal reduction as well. So this one is going to be the rare. Do we really care about books? We got 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 14 books. I mean, I don't know. I mean, 14 books is what it is. So I do think she's interesting. Like I say all the time is I really like on the A1s, I really like abilities that affect speed. I really like abilities that affect turn meter. Yo, Critical, thank you so much. 16 months, love my hair. Thank you. I have to work on getting back to blonde. Hi, Wartoad. Hi, Crazy. Hi, guys. Hello, hello, hello. We're just recording for the YouTubes. We're going over brand new champs. So, guys, I would love to know what you think. Those are the 4 champs. We have Prosecutor, we have Tomo, we have Marinex, and then Fortis. What champ do you think that there's a clear winner here? Do you think that, is there a clear loser here? Killico, thank you so much for Prime for 14 months. Now that is very true. So we were just talking about Fire Knight for Prosecutor, right? But even at that, like that is actually true. Armiger probably is still better. And Armiger, you're going to be able to get him from the marketplace. You can get him from mystery shards. You could book him with himself, So with that, she could be good for the rare attack secret room. There you go, guys. Rare attack secret room. Leave me some comments down below what you guys think. Are you going to be going for the fusion? Are you going to be skipping it? Are you happy with these champs? Are you not happy with them? Let me know what you guys think. Hey, check out some more videos up here in the playlist in the top right.